Good afternoon. I'm now going to welcome everyone to Wednesday, September 25th, 2024 meeting of the Norfolk County Commission and call the commission to order. On Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, an act making fiscal appropriations for 2023. Which includes a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025. Thank you. I'm going to ask everyone to stand and join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to take attendance now. Commissioner Stady.
I'm present.
Commissioner Collins.
Present. Richard, do we have your permission to use your signature stamp for your vote?
Yes, permission is granted, sir.
And Commissioner Shea is present. We have a full board. No executive session today. Number 4, minutes of past meetings. Commissioner Collins.
Richard, you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
I'll move, I read them all, they'll fine. I'll move approval of the open session meeting of September 11 as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Move approval of the open session meeting of September 18 as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It is a vote.
And I'll move approval of the executive session of September 11 with a stipulation minutes shall not be released until the matter has been resolved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the minutes of September 11th. All in favor?
Aye.
It's a vote. Thank you. Appointments, we have none. Number 6, public comment. Each week as part of our meeting, we have public comment. The public, members of the public could come in and talk to the commissioners. Or people could zoom in and talk to the commissioners. And now is the time to do it if there's anyone on the Zoom who wants to speak to the commissioners. John, do you have anybody that's come to you to speak to the commissioners?
No, sir.
Last call for public comment. Seeing none, we'll move along to number 8. Number 7, old business. Seeing none, we'll go to number 8.
Richard, I'm going to grab this
Personnel
one.
matters.
I'll
Go
grab
ahead,
this one if it's okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Commissioner Collins.
There's a notice of FMLA effective 8/26/24. The name has been redacted in accordance with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 guidelines, and this is referred to 0902. And I'll move the FMLA notice.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, is that something that we do anonymously? We don't know who it is, or I'll find out when I show up next week or something. I don't know. Is it, this is a county person, I'm assuming? Is someone in the county?
Yes, it's a county person, and by FMA guidelines, we're not allowed to divulge that person's name in this public meeting.
Okay, got it. Okay, yep. I have second.
Motion made second on the FMLA effective 8/26/24. Reference number is 0902. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you.
Richard, do you have the payroll or do you want me to read it?
Yeah, Peter, you got a handle. I don't have that in front of me today.
Payroll expense warrants. Peter,
Okay.
go ahead.
I move 25-12 payroll of the county in the amount of $147,518.74.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
I move 09-04-25 expense of the county in the amount of $596,616.85.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
I move this last item, 25-5, debt and interest, U.S. Bank, in the amount of $253,890.63.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Number 10, report on the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. John Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If it's okay with you, Commissioner, I'll wrap 10 and 11 into this
Sure.
report. There are no ARPA warrants for approval this week. I think I previously mentioned we were tracking quite a few in the queue. Several of those broke yesterday. So you'll be seeing approximately at least five ARPA awards next week, possibly more. I wanted to give the commissioners a brief overview of where we stand with the overall grant award in terms of dollars. As the commissioners know, broadly, $137 million came to the county for distribution, of which the commissioners are holding back 3% for administration and projects of their own design. That totals about $4 million. So the real dollars that are going to the communities totals approximately $133 million. To date, you've awarded $128 million. However, $5 million of that 128 has been returned. So in real terms, you get to award an additional $5 million. So when you remove that $5 million, there's actual dollars out the door and the amount remaining to award, you're down to $123 million or $10 million more to go before you have fully distributed the funds. When you see these applications as early as next week, by my estimates, I believe the five that are in my view right now total $3 million. The additional awards that are behind it are large, as we see at least one major community start to engage and really begin to spend down their allotment. So I fully expect within the next 4 weeks that the county will be looking at its final awards associated with the program. If the commissioners wish to have some kind of a presentation at that time so that we can publicly disclose and describe where all the funds went by type and by amount, I'll be happy to do that as we approach the end of calendar year 2024. That is your update, sir.
Any questions around opera?
Commissioner, Mr. Chairman,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chairman. Yep,
Yes.
thank you. Sorry. Yeah, through you to Director. The $5 million, then I hate to say the word is like found money, and it's really not allocated per se in the original allotment. So is that something we're going to have some dialogue with you about in terms of where some of that could go to other towns or even for our own purposes in the county? Is that the extra $5 million, right?
No, I don't think that's I don't think that's the proper way to view it, Commissioner. Effectively, there are several communities that have decided not to go forward with a particular grant, or they were given a grant and didn't spend all of it. So they have sent back that amount and wish to redistribute that same amount in other projects under their total allotment. So those dollars have gone back will go back to the communities. It's not surplus dollars.
Okay, so you say we had 128 million, but then I heard you say, but really $5 million is coming back, so it's 123. Now you're saying it's not coming back. So like say Canton, let's say Canton was supposed to get 5 million and Canton only spent 4 million. You're trying to tell me that Canton now is saying, we're going to keep that million and put it where we want? Don't we have to have some regulatory control over that and have them reapply?
They do not get to spend it any way they want. They're going to reapply that $1 million, the new $1 million for new programs.
So
Right.
Richard,
No, well,
Richard,
see, I get you. What I'm saying, maybe it's a different point of view. They had their chance. They've already had it. Why can't we look at it a little differently and redistribute excess money to other towns or for our own county uses?
So Richard, I understand where you're going with this, but we talked about this at length over the years. And so each town was allotted a certain amount of money.
Right.
And we encouraged those towns to come up with a backup plan in case something fell through or the money wasn't used. And so each town still has their allotment, and now we go into their backup plans. Now, if the backup plans don't work, that's when it becomes free cash for other projects. But right now, it's still with the town. The idea is that money is still going to the town, although if they didn't use it, it comes back to us and we dish it back out after their application is approved again. So we're trying to keep them. So if Canton didn't spend their money, they didn't spend enough of it, but they're supposed to get, say they're supposed to get 10, they spent 8. The 2 million would come back to us, but they already had a backup plan in place for that too. And so now we're going back to that. Now, if for some reason they can't capitalize on that too in the time frame we put together, then it comes back to us for other purposes. But we're still
Okay,
within the
that's fine.
timeline
That's
that
good.
they can do what they have to do with it.
Oh, okay, I just hope that we'll have the same, I trust we will, have the same level of scrutiny and evaluation on, say, secondary funds. In other words, if that money couldn't have been used, maybe they overestimated, maybe the bids came in lower, those things happen. I get it. I get what you're saying, and I totally understand your explanation. But what I'm saying is I don't like the idea of saying, no, that's Brookline's. No, that money is the county money. We should be evaluating that. And if they have worthy projects, that's fine. But if they don't, that should come back to us. And then we can maybe reallocate to other towns, or to ourselves. That's all I'm saying. That's all. We're on the same
Commissioner
page.
Staley, yep, now that there's clarity there, I just wanted to add, this was all part of the closeout process. Every community had to give us a closeout plan, and the county agreed to a variety of these plans. I believe we have 23 communities that have closeout plans approved now. And so when a community sent back money in their closeout plan, they articulated where they plan to reuse the former funds. And for 23 of the communities, we agreed to those terms. And we gave them extensions to get that work done before December 30th, 2024. So there's very much of a process that's involved here to ensure the communities have every opportunity. But we have lined up a series of check-ins between October 30th and December 30th to make sure that the communities are adhering to those plans. If they're not, and some of those funds, to Commissioner Stady's point, become available because the communities have run out of time, run out of eligible projects, we have at least 6 eligible projects currently in the portal from other communities that have put in for those excess funds, as well as county opportunities to clean them up. So the fail point, and you're right, Commissioner Collins, this is the last opportunity for the communities to reuse those dollars. They're running out of time.
Okay, we're fine. Thank
And
you.
everything that goes out, Richard, has to be vetted by the two outfits that have been vetting these things from the beginning.
Well, it's almost October, guys. That's why I'm looking at the clock's ticking, and it's almost October, and the program ends at the end of the year, as we've been told over and over again. So that's why we're saying too, if there was some extra money, maybe we take it. I know we have projects in the county we need to address, at the Aggie School and other places, and maybe we could handle it faster than recycling it. But I understand what you're saying. I understand the process. I got it. I just hope it's the same level of scrutiny. And if they don't meet it, then that's going to come back, and hopefully it gets utilized and not sent back to the federal government. We don't want to be sending money back if we can. It's a one-time shot. So, okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else on opera? Okay, number 12, report from the procurement department, bid opening and contract awards. Trish and Will. We have a contract award today for the golf cart concession for a period of 1 year with a 2-year option to renew. Also, we have Superintendent Carl Minor here with us today, if there's any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So
Go ahead, Will.
we have that contract award, as you stated. It was the only bidder for this contract. They meet all the requirements. It has been reviewed by our CPO, and Carl has made a recommendation to make this award. They are the existing vendor with this concession as well.
Okay.
How you like these people? I do. Richard, you want to make the motion?
You go ahead. Yeah, you do it. It's fine.
All right, so, should we just-
Go ahead. His name right there.
I just want to see. Okay. Yeah, so, it's Country Club Enterprises, Steel M Light Body Electricians. Golf cart concession for a period of 1 year with 2 1-year options to renew. It's hard to read this the way it's written. Bid schedule for each year is 53% to Wollaston Recreational Facility and 47% to Country Club Enterprises for sales less than $185,000, and then 75% to Wollaston Recreational Facility and 25% to Country Club Enterprises for sales greater than 185,000. So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions at all on this award? I mean, it's a standard award. These, we're familiar with this vendor. They're our present vendor now, Kyle, right?
Yes.
And they have a good record. Okay, no reason not to sign it today. And okay, last call. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're gonna sign up country club vendor for 3 years. We'll stop talking about cuts.
Thank you, Commissioner Stady, Commissioner Collins, Chairman.
Welcome.
Okay,
Take care. Thank you.
thank you, Trish. Thank you, Bill. Okay,
Trish, I like how you're a person of few words. That was well done.
that concludes that. Okay, number 13, report of the county director. We're all set with Kyle, right?
Yep.
Kyle, you don't have to stay unless you.
Great. Take care, Kyle.
Thank you, Jim. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few items, commissioners. Every 2 weeks, respective stakeholders from facilities procurement in my office meet with Habib Architects and the engineer Crowley Engineering to discuss the progress towards 2 large capital projects: the Dedham District Court Building Management System, which is funded by ARPA, and the Dedham Superior Court HVAC, which is funded by Capital. We are pleased to let you know that the Dedham District Court project will be prepared and sent out to the Central Register this Thursday, with the expectation that in early October we'll have a bidder walkthrough. Bids will be due on this particular project by October 22nd, and the bid award hopefully by the end of October. Because this is ARPA related, we are projecting this particular project to be in the high 6-figure range, and it would be beneficial to have this obligated to the winning bidder certainly before the beginning of November. We do expect Dedham Superior Court and the associated project to be ready for bid in about 2 to 4 weeks. It's following the same path, and we will let you know as soon as that's ready. I wanted to also let the commissioners know that we were approached by Gillies home in Norfolk to set up a date for the commissioners to visit their site. They expressed an interest in hosting the commissioners to see the good work that they do. To date, Commissioner Stady has responded, and we will be working with him to finalize a date for that visit.
What do they do?
Commissioner Stady, did you want to talk a little bit about Gillies? They, Commissioner Shea asked what they do. I'm not overly familiar with the organization, but I know they do human services work out in that section of the county.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
It's focused towards dealing with men with substance abuse problems. I believe they're located in Rentham. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it was Representative Roy and Vaughn both had, I run into them at different occasions and said,
Okay, I do know who they are. I'm sorry.
yeah, okay, they've been, just to take a look at them, and if there's some way we can assist them in some way, that, might be a good thing. So that's,
Okay, thank you.
okay.
A reminder, the commissioners will be switching their hats to trustees this evening for the monthly Norfolk County Agricultural High School meeting. I believe that meeting starts at 6 p.m. in Walpole. One of the items that has come up as a result of the transition on procurement unit relates to project work at Rentham District Court. I'm speaking with our engineer, Patrick Higgins, who's been helping me on this. A brief background for the commissioners. About 25 years ago, the Rentham District Court had a oil tank that was being removed. It was no longer going to be used to heat the building. In the removal of the tank, the vendor accidentally released some amount of fuel into the ground outside Rentham District Court. To remedy his error, he removed quite a lot of soil in and around the area where this release occurred. About 5 years later, the county realized it needed a new septic system put in for Rentham District Court, which was on the same side of the building, not far from where the release occurred. During that excavation, it was determined that there was still some ground contamination from the release that occurred 5 years earlier. The county following state law, reported it, the Department of Environmental Protection opens up a case. And as so often is the case, the cure or the remedy includes not just the immediate removal of product, but also the monitoring of the site for some years going forward until and if the product is determined to be completely gone. So over the last 20 years, the county has been engaged in a process to monitor the site and file the reports with the Department of Environmental Protection. We understand that the individuals who had provided that service on our behalf have now retired. We have been contacted by a vendor interested in assisting us in the site. And before we engage them, we are going to be putting the service out to bid, or at least determining how much money this particular contract will be. Our efforts will be swift because we understand a deadline is approaching, I believe, October. We're filing the report with the DEP. So before you, in a short week or two, will be a request to approve contracts associated with that particular site. Next, I just wanted to let the commissioners know, I've spoken to the state's trial court facility manager about a host of things, and I inquired about Quincy, and he mentioned to me that the Quincy District Court has been rebid, and this is for the relocation of staff to a location that can house their operations while they renovate and build a new courthouse on that site. He told me the new bid is closing on Friday, October 4th, which is a week from this Friday. And they're hoping to see some action associated with their newly devised scope for that property. And then finally, the schools have informed me they have completed their study associated with HVAC on top of Kemp Hall. That was a ARPA-funded study. I spoke to Pete Murphy yesterday. I'm looking for some slight additional information before we turn this over to our procurement unit for bidding. The commissioners may recall that this particular project was always envisioned to be funded not just through the study, but also the project work itself with ARPA funds to assist the schools in this improvement. As soon as I get the information from Pete, I will pass it along to our procurement unit so that we can get this out for bid without delay as well. So our procurement unit, I've already spoken to Trish and Will and Amy. They're going to have a very, very busy fall. There are several large procurements that are now upon us, and this will continue into the fall as we get closer to wrapping up the ARPA grant. So their work is prominent right now. But that is the update I have for the day. Thank you.
Okay, anything else for the county director? Any questions?
No.
Okay, moving right along. Emergency items and topics that the chair did not reasonably anticipate. I don't have any today. Last call. Anything else at all, commissioners? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I'll move we adjourn at 1:25.
Second.
Motion
didn't-
made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. Thank you very much.
Richard, you gonna be there tonight?
We have a
I will be
full
there. I'll
meeting.
see you there. Yep.
Terrific.